Yes, here we go. Welcome everybody. Dutch or English? English? English, yeah. I'm Sibran Dijkstra. I'm the CEO of DJ.Studio, a new DAW for DJs. If you Google DAW for DJs, you will find a lot of DAWs, but they're not for DJs, they're for producers. So we made something specifically for DJs. And if you want to make a DJ mix, you basically have 4 options. Option 1 is with the controllers, a deck on the left, deck on the right. Since the 70s, a few sliders, few knobs, and you have the record button. And it has to be good at once, or you need audio engineering to finish your DAW, finish your mix in a DAW. Option 2, take Logic, not so logical, or take Ableton, but it's pretty steep learning curve. And for me, as a wannabe DJ, it's pretty impressive as well, such a DAW. Or you can use Mixmeister. And maybe older people remember Mixmeister, a deprecated Windows application where you have a timeline where you can edit. I used Mixmeister for 15 years until I bought my Mac M1 and my Windows emulation didn't run anymore. And I really had it. And it was in a time that I just bought back my software development team. We're with 25 people. And I said, now let's build it ourselves. So if you look at the landscape, well, Mixmeister is deprecated. Live mixing is an option, but that's taking time. And we have the DAWs, but the DAWs are for producers, not for DJing. So we made option 4. And that's DJ.Studio, where we try to be a DAW for DJs. We want to enable you to make a mix in no time. We connect to your music libraries. Every library out there, we connect to it. We connect to the online platforms. Every day, we connect more online options for you. We have AutoMix. And not AutoMix as we do everything for you. No, we help you order your playlist. We export to modern platforms, and we simply want to be the DJ DAW for you. We connect to the music libraries. So every major music library is in there. So you don't need to import the music into our environment. We simply reference to it. We do harmonic mixing. Not +1 and -1 on the Camelot wheel. We also cross the wheel or do some mood switches. And we help you understand the keys of your playlist. And we order them respecting BPM and key. So here you see 2 playlists. One on the left, just some tracks I imported. And the one on the right for 15 songs. 1 times 2 times 3 times 4, you end up with 1.3 trillion combinations, so it's taking a lot of time. And, well, we make some shortcuts, and in about 30 seconds, we can come up with a decent harmonic ordered playlist for you. That's for DJs important. That's not in a DAW, but it's in DJ.Studio. We have a timeline, and on this timeline, you can edit your tracks. This blue area over here, that's the transition window. You can drag your songs in and out of the transition window. And on the bottom, we have lots of simple presets. Crossfade, bass swap, some effects in there, just to make a smooth transition of your tracks. We connect to a lot of platforms. We have an integration officially today with Beatport. So you can grab your Beatport streaming music. We have an integration with the catalog, so you can play with the music and buy the music if you want. We have an integration with 1001 Tracklist, so if you have your favorite artist, with the press of one button, you copy his set and you can play around with it yourself. You press the AutoMix button, you set a few transition options, and you can export it. We create a YouTube video for you if you want, of your mix. As you know, YouTube has Content ID, so they respect the owners of the music. We have Mixcloud. We have Ableton. We create an Ableton project file for you, first in the world. So, or we can export it back to Rekordbox. If you say, hey, I just wanted to prepare my set for tonight, I played around, this is more or less what I want to do. We'll export a playlist for you, and you have your set ready for the night. These integrations I just told about, and this is all the slides I show you, and the rest is in the software. So this is DJ.Studio. DJ.Studio is officially started as a web application. So it is a bit confusing that I show you DJ.Studio as an app on the phone, but I also show it in my browser, in Safari or Chrome. It's on a lot of places. For the app, we need to have local access to your database, so that's how you see the app version of DJ.Studio. Over here you see a few sources. I can play around with the local music, or with Beatport, Beat Source. We can DJ with YouTube. I'm going to show you something you never saw before. Beat matching YouTube videos. It's really cool. It's for the wannabes in the industry, the playlist lovers who just want to start playing with music. You can do it with DJ.Studio. Let's create a new mix. And I'll play with some local files. You see I have a Rekordbox integration in here. I have Serato and Apple Music. If you go to the settings, you see we have the libraries where you can say, hey, this is where my music is. I can look for anything in my Tiesto. It's in here. I can select his songs and I can add them to my mix. If it's the first time we add them to the mix, you see we need to create a beat grid. We need to analyze the key, so that's taking some time. Oh, there's one of the two tracks that wasn't analyzed by the mixed in key module we have inside of DJ.Studio. So it's contacting mixed in key and with a small footprint and get the key over there. There are a lot of people who are religious about key notation, so we do have our own integrated way, but if you are from the mixed in key religion, you can activate it in here. Let's add some more tracks. I have my Rekordbox tracks in here, and let's grab some tracks and add them to your mix. And let's look for the songs you have in here. You can preview them and listen to it pretty fast. You can skip through it. We already skipped the first 20% of your. Hey, Jakov. This is Mr. Mixed in Key, by the way. Jakov, the creator of the Camelot wheel. So, if you figure out, hey, where do those numbers come from on my DJ console? That's the guy. You can preview your songs in here, and luckily they're all mixed in key certified, these keys, so it's a right demo. And add those tracks to your mix. If you look at the playlist I now created, I have some songs, 17 songs in here, and over here you see the key, the energy. We got the energy from the mixed in key analysis, and you see the compatibility. And we do have some coding here for the standard +1, plus and -1. But we also have a JAWS mix, somebody from Jakov as well, something from Jakov. The mood change going from a major to a minor. So we know what will fit. You can also switch the key by going a semitone up or down. We only do one semitone. I hate it when you go 5 semitones and ladies start singing like this, so that's too far away. But you can play around with a track and see, oh, how could it match? But we also have some auto mix magic, and with auto mix we can help you order your playlist, and you can prioritize BPM or key, or simply go somewhere in the middle. Hey, if you have a track where you would start your set, you can lock it, and then we start with that key and BPM and try to get the rest of the playlist done, same as the last track. If you want, you can set transition presets so that you can create your own presets, you can record your own automation and have it already in there, or you can let us do the magic. So just let's see what Automix is doing. So now in these 30 seconds we try to do some shortcuts from 1.3 trillion was for 15 songs, so it's going to be a high 30, 50 trillion number of possibilities. We do have some technology in here, and we give the algorithm 30 seconds time to come up with a good solution. If you have a long playlist or a slow computer, you can also give the algorithm a minute or 5 minutes time. So 160 million calculations. And you now see that most of the keys are in there. And we did a pretty good harmonic match. 2 tracks he said, well, I wouldn't put them in here because the tempo and key is too different. And over here is one that's not compatible. I can press the solve button and then we look in your library and we say, well, based on looking that we need to have something between these keys, we could come up with the following keys in the following BPM range. And you see we look in the different sources that you connected, and you can add that one to your mix to solve it. So this is about playing with the keys. Well, if you have played with the keys, you can simply go to your mix, and here we have the studio. Here in the top you see the tracks that I imported, and the tracks have a blue transition area in here. And well, simply grab one. And here we go from a 4B to a 5A. And this blue area is called the transition window. And here you see some presets. For volume I have a crossfade 50% by default. I can also make it 75 or 25 or 100, whatever you prefer. Over here is a bass swap. I could set the bass swap in a place where I simply go from one track to the other. Well, this isn't the most interesting part of the music, but I think that somewhere over here it would be better if I zoom in a bit like this, and maybe this one can leave over there. And let's see what it does. No, that's too boring. Let's create some tension in the bass swap. Okay, so this is my preset. Sounds good. The transition is from 128 to 128, so for the BPM there's no rocket science in there. You can speed up songs and slow down songs if you want, and you can tell how you want to have the BPM transition in this window. You can set the length, or you can even desynchronize if you're doing old disco and you don't want to do any beat matching. That's also possible. And then there's one important thing. This transition is good, I want to keep it. And we have a lock for you. So now it's locked, the transition becomes green, and you can't touch it anymore. And if you look in your playlist, you now see the transition over there. I can place tracks underneath it and above it. I can do, again, automix and automix again, and find new tracks, but this transition is locked. And if I go to the next transition over here, transition 4, I can also lock it, and now there's a block of 3 locked. So the further you are in your mix, the more blocks you have locked. Well, this transition unlock, I can do some filter effects if you want to do. Let's go over here, and I think it will be interesting over here as well. And no bass. Or maybe if you say, hey, I love doing my automation manually, you can do the automation manually and say, hey, I'd like to do something crazy. And you see the automation going over here. Low to high, high to low is, I guess it's better. Sounds good. You can work through your mix by pressing next transition, next transition, next transition. So you can really fast navigate your mix. And you can simply play and go back with your cursor. I'm a keyboard guy, so I love playing with the keyboard. Escape, here we are, looking at, okay, yeah, it's okay. The green areas you see in here are the Rekordbox phrases. This track came from Rekordbox. If you like to do quick mixing, you can select these phrases and delete them. Since we're always on the beat, it will always sound good. See? So it's all about making your radio show or radio mix fast. Let me do some cutting and pasting in here just for demo purposes. And let's go wild on the BPM. Let's see what we're listening to over here. So you see, touching the tempo isn't touching the quality of the music. We do a Fourier transformation on all frequencies in the music. We unpack it and we repack it, and that's pretty important. This is a crazy thing I did over here, and on this transition out, I can do a loop out effect. A loop is a moment in time, and it's repeating, of course, and here you can say the number of beats that you want to have in this loop. Once you're ready with your radio show, I think you have a good impression how you can make a mix the fast lane. You can export it. And we have a lot of options for exporting. You could say, hey, I like this, I'm going to play this tonight. We can create an M3U8 file for you, and you can import it in Serato or Rekordbox. You have your playlist. Not the transitions, but the playlist. We can export to a local file, MP3 or WAV file, or video. And video is interesting because we can export to YouTube, but YouTube doesn't support MP3 files. So let me show you. Over here we have the video tab, and when I play the music in here, I can switch on some animation. Here you see animations that are synchronized to the music, and you can put images in there or simply use the album art, set spectrum analyzers, and do stuff just to... here I have a video that I exported to YouTube, and the interesting thing you see in this video is show all. Here you see the index of the tracks, and I can simply jump over there and jump over here, and you see we export it from DJ Studio for you, so you don't have the labor of indexing your mix. Hey, and the good thing is it's Content ID on YouTube, so no takedowns or other things. So this is pretty cool. And for YouTube, you can export your description. The repitching technology, you can switch it on, makes it a bit slower. We export at around 15 speed at the moment, so that's pretty fast. Ableton. So there can be enough reasons why you go to Ableton. Yakov came up with the idea. Thank you, Yakov. Yeah. Oh, he said, oh, it would be so cool if you can export to Ableton. Yes. If you want to have DJ shorts, we're working on it, but it's not here in this version of the DJ Studio. Or you have your hardware with specific VST files. Hey, we run in a browser, so we don't have VST support yet. Well, let's export it and see what it does. Yes. So here's my exports. List, here's my demo. If I'll double click this zip file, you see it's 500 megabytes. And in the zip file, there are the tracks that I used, and there's an ALS file in here. Here's exactly a copy of the mix. Thank you. Yeah, it does. So if you want to finish in here, I don't know where I made my edits, but it would be somewhere in here. And I think I need to move my audio settings. No. External headphone. Here we are. So I still need to talk to Ableton what they do with their curve. So we now export the curve on every beat, but they change from a decibel curve to a percentual curve, and we want to have it 100% right. So that's why you have these dots in here, but you can simplify the dots, simplify the envelope, and then you see they also need a few more dots to get it in here. Did I do other things somewhere? Yes, in here is a high to low filter, just to show what we did. Well, anyway, you get the picture, and here you see the filter is responding, and it's mixed out, and the other one over here is probably mixed in. So this is making a DJ mix the fast lane. What other export options do we have? Yeah, well, Mixcloud, we uploaded to Mixcloud. So these are the basic interesting things. I'm going to show you something other cool, and that's for people who want to play with lo-fi music, the starters in the industry, the playlist lovers, and simply the music lovers who want to listen to their own music. We can play with YouTube. So I can go to YouTube, and now I can do the same. I can look for Tiesto. We already have a few songs over here of Tiesto, that's great. And now I have Tiesto in my mix. Let's go to the video view in here. So you see, we repitched the YouTube video, and we respect the key. We respect the owner. You see, we're showing the video. We're playing the video at the moment. You're listening to this mix. And over here, I think this is a bit too steep. Let's bring it back and do a crossfade somewhere over here. So this is for a completely different audience. It was really nice getting in here. And of course, I can edit my music, and I can copy the video. And you see, it's just like video editing and audio editing. Here's your YouTube video. Let's make something recognizing from high to low for long. So this sounds more or less awful on key, but we know how to solve that part. And save this as demo 2. And I want to export this one. Well, this is the most requested feature we get at the help desk. How can I export my YouTube video to a WAV file? Well, you can't. Uh, Technically, we can, of course. We can rip the music. There are enough rippers out there, but we try to respect the creator, and we don't rip the music. But we deliver an option for you to share your mix with the world. And artist is Seabrand. Here we go. I'll make it public, and I even allow remixing. What we now have created is, well, have a look. Can you? Is it possible that you scan it, or is it too far away? Yeah, does it work? I'll show it. Anyway, it's cool. Huh? No, I'll show it in here. It's on development anyway, so on the production environment, everything you see here, I'm always living on the edge, so I'm risking all the errors because I want to show you what we created yesterday and not the day before yesterday. Here is my YouTube mix that I created with these 3 songs. And let's see how I did the transition. And here's the transition into the next song. And here's the transition into the next song. So you hear I did the high to low. So, but you're looking at YouTube, you're looking at the YouTube player. The only thing we do is that we have a website around it. Hey, and this website, you can share it over here. And there's this remix button. So if I click the remix, let me grab this because I was already logged in. Oh. Copy this, go to some private browser. So here's the mix, and when you press remix, we simply open the web version of DJ.Studio, become a mixing legend, and here you see the same mix, and without logging in, you can play around with the music. How cool. Look at the learning perspective for DJ schools, or maybe you just share your own mix. We see a lot of people, Bollywood, I never thought that they would use DJ.Studio for it. Alle nummers fout, skihut muziek. Yeah, sorry, that's Dutch, but it's. I never thought that they would mix it disco. And people make a lot of quick mixes. They don't want to have Spotify intro to outro. They just want to make a quick mix. And they do it with DJ.Studio and YouTube. But quick mixing and Spotify, that's interesting. So if you look at my tracks over here, there's 1001 track lists in here. We do have a partnership with 1001 track lists. If you go to the website over here, let's see Tiesto, and have him have a play here in Armenia. So here's a Tiesto play in Armenia. Well, what you see over here is mix with DJ.Studio. If you click this button, it opens up this mix in DJ.Studio. But if you're in DJ.Studio already, like I'm over here, grab the same Tiesto's mix in Armenia. We respect the creators, so only the official YouTube links are in here. And you see his set, you see the mashups in here. There are some IDs. Well, simply grab all tracks, all 39 tracks. I want to have them in my mix. They're already analyzed and in our cache online. So here's the playlist Tiesto played, except for the ID'd tracks. You press auto mix, you start playing, and you can share your mix with the world. This is with YouTube. But I can do the same trick with BeatSource or Beatport. Let's go to Beatport. And, well, let's go to community. So what you see here are mixes that I shared within the Beatport community. Ages of Love. I love Age of Love, and I love 31 years of Age of Love, of course. So I shared this mix, and you can simply open a copy of this mix, and here you see that I did some interesting transitions, and you can look at the source of my mix. I can extend this mix with 1001 track lists. If I grab the same Tiesto, I get the same list, but now I get the official Beatport links that are in the 1001 track lists database. And of course, I'm living on the edge, so everything works almost. Okay. I'll reload it, sorry. My Ages of Love. And Spotify. What about Spotify? The number one question. Can we mix with Spotify? No, you can't. You can't access the music of Spotify. But yes, you can mix with Beatport. Yes, you can mix with YouTube. So what if I go to Spotify and I have my playlists in here? And what if I can grab this Martin Garrix 64 songs and I can drag them into DJ.Studio? What we can do, we can convert this Spotify playlist on the fly and transfer it into a list of Beatport songs or a list of Spotify songs. Well, I'm now on Beatport, so here we go. Here are the Beatport tracks from my Spotify list. I can select a few, I can add them to my mix. They were already analyzed, and you see here at the end are some non-Age of Love. But now I want to export, and well, these options are not an option. I can only make a backup. If I want to make a local file, well, we say, okay, we can give you this local file, but then you need to buy the songs on Beatport. So there are 12 tracks in this list that I didn't buy yet. So we help you making the shopping list. And here are the Ages of Love. And here are the tracks from Stamped Records, of course, from Martin Garrix. You can buy this list and legalize your project and turn it into something that you can share on YouTube or in your radio show. I think I covered everything. Yes, so this is a DAW for DJs. And we're young. We presented this in IMS Ibiza for the first time in April. In July, early July, we opened up for the people. We now have a lot of people playing with it. We have a lot of interesting requests that we're working on. Let's see. So on our shortlist, and again, we're not a small one developer team. We are a big team, so we code in a lot of directions. Stem separation, we're already playing with Dmux. We implemented Splitter, that's Deezer's open source technology. That's also in Rekordbox, but the quality is not as good as the Dmux. Yeah, a lot of people ask for VST support. Why should I go to Ableton for the last part? Why can't I use my reverb, Valhalla reverb? Well, we're implementing it. We have an offline version, almost. Of course, DJs are flying and want to prepare this set. Oh, I have some new songs. Where can they fit in? Well, you drag them into the DJ.Studio. We analyze the key, you press auto mix, and you have an ID where they can fit in your playlist. And a mobile version. Oh, the mobile version is already there. So if you go to DJ.Studio and you start playing with it, you see the studio is already there, but we're changing some patterns and making it more thumb-friendly for your phone. Yeah. So, thank you everybody for your attention.